What's going on, dude?
I don't know.
Artie's here.
Hey.
What are you doing, man?
I got you eggs.
Hey
Yeah.
guys, how you doing?
Hi, Artie.
I got you
Hi,
eggs.
buddy.
I'm sorry. Huh? Are they mine? Really?
Yeah.
No, they've been there for 6 hours.
I got them for you.
Are you okay?
They're
No,
cold.
I had a medical issue that I want.
What, you woke up?
Well, this will be good for television. I have staples in me, right? From they cut like 3 holes in me, and I think one of them popped, and I was bleeding from my back. So I went to the doctor, and he stopped the bleeding, but I think it popped out again. So would you be willing to see if
Yeah.
if I take my shirt?
I'd rather.
Well, look.
If I take my
Seriously,
shirt,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, because it was for television.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because of the staples out there.
Well, we have a staple gun here. No, go to Norton. He can do it better.
I actually think that's what they do.
Yeah, just
Use
take
a
it up.
staple gun?
Yeah, lift it up.
Put a
Or Troy,
string-
lift his shirt.
You don't care about that.
Yes,
Yeah, I
we
don't
do.
care. Oh, he's taking his shirt off. I don't give a fuck. Just can someone mic Artie? Wow.
Yeah.
Do you see this? You look rich.
Where?
You're like a doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich is
Do you see this thing?
Let me see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it looks like there's some staples.
Is one of them out?
No,
don't
they all
think-
look. No, the staples.
What
look
is that
good.
hanging under your chest, Artie?
That's my stomach.
No,
No,
that-
no. No, dude, that's
Where? That? No, that's what he just put in there. He put a string in there.
for what? You have to talk. I can't.
If you pop that, will confetti
He put
come
a
out of
so-
your head?
I mean, could you be a little sensitive?
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. No, I mean, he just put this in there. I mean, the doctor's assistant was there. They're all on vacation now, and he put a string in to stop the bleeding. That's like a
Oh, just to
sponge.
like sop it up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
So the staples look like they're in.
yeah,
I think
all
the staples are in, yeah.
It doesn't look like it's bleeding. It's not bleeding.
It feels like one of them came out.
No, maybe you just maybe you stretched it a little bit internally, but it looks okay here.
It looks
Gotta
okay
get
to
'em
me,
out.
yeah.
know
I
what?
gotta get them all out.
maybe you don't need this.
No, I could eat it. Should I just eat a shirtless?
It's cold, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's cold.
So this is like the new stripper with the tits. I can put these on.
All right, so
Yeah.
I'm wearing a jet turtleneck. It's August.
What are the what are the holes from?
They did surgery on me. I was in the hospital for 10 days.
Yeah.
And okay, my mother's become a little Italian woman. Like this woman who raised me she's at a right angle now. She's like this, and she's just this big. She got shorter, and she's just this little old Italian woman. And the doctor took a CAT scan of me, and he said, "Can your mother hear what I'm about to tell you? You know what's wrong with you?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." Like she went through my father being a quadriplegic.
Right.
So she goes, "I'm fine." So the doctor says, "Okay." She signs something. This is exactly what the guy says. He goes, "Okay, right next to your heart, you have an abscess, which is like a pool, and in it is a bunch of heroin and cocaine, which formed a sludge that we have to get out."
Oh my god.
And then my mother burst into tears. I mean, the guy, I said, "You had to use the word sludge?" I said, "Who are you, Hemingway?"
And then he could hear his mother in the next room. I can't believe that thing fell out of my cunt.
Yeah, it was like the worst thing he could have said, like 30 years of bad living.
This was today. This happened.
No,
Okay.
this was before.
So did he get it out?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
That's the good news.
Okay, good. What's the bad news? Or is that there is no bad
The
news?
bad news is, look at me.
He didn't pay for the heroin or the coke.
No, it was like a bunch of years of bad living. Like they always tell you 50. 50 is the age it's going to get you, and that's exactly what's happening.
How long-
Everything's
you're only-
catching up?
You're 50?
I'm going to be in 50 in 3 weeks.
So now you're at
Yeah.
this point. Now, what are you doing? Like, meaning, are you trying to get sober? Or are you thinking
Oh,
of
no,
it?
I have 8 days,
You
which
make-
for me is like an eternity.
But I mean, do you have 8 days, or is it 8 days of like with
No,
of
it-
nothing?
nothing,
Okay,
nothing.
good.
You know, the withdrawals was always what I hated, and I went through them in the hospital. They were putting Dilaudid at me for the pain.
Right.
And I said to the woman, I said, "So what if like a non-addict were in here? What would you do?" And they said, "We just wean you off it, like with the drip." I said, "Can you try doing that with me?" And she said, "Yeah." So that's what happened. And that was like I became such a pussy with those withdrawals, man. I did a cold turkey a couple times, and it was like biblical.
Were you?
You know, I mean, so the opiates, cocaine ruined my life in the 90s. I did jail time. But nothing kicked my ass like heroin.
Well,
It's like the worst thing ever.
Do you feel though in a way? Sorry, Rich. Do you feel in a weird way for me it's sex? And do you feel like with drugs and all this stuff, like, hey, it's a part of my identity and a part of who I am, and without this
you know
monster, what do I do?
It's a good question. But for like maybe a millisecond, I thought that. But now, no, it's not worth it. I am disappointed that you do all this hard work for comedy and stuff, and the first thing people are going to think of, if anybody remembers me in like 10 years as drug addict. But no, it's not worth it to do them to have.
Well, but coke, there's no physical withdrawal from coke. There's none.
If you had to choose a drug,
But heroin, were you snorting it or banging it?
Snorting it.
Oh, you're just snorting it?
I never. You know what? That for some reason I never went to that level because. That to me is like, unless you have literally the resources that Keith Richards has, you're done. I mean, the recovery.
And plus, it would be hard to find a vein.
See, that was a setup.
No, it wasn't. I just thought
First
of
of all, there's nurses who go to school for like 10 years. They can't find the vein. I don't know how these junkies on they find the vein fine. I feel like going to them for an IV.
But your 8 days, you're pretty much through your detox by now, almost.
That's the greatest thing ever. But now it's the mental thing, which is horrible.
It's the obsession for it. But like, it's almost and there's no
I sit
logic
there and
to
stare
it.
at the ceiling. It's boredom. It's like it's just I'm just bored.
What is it that will normally trigger you?
Boredom is like anger, boredom, but they go hand in hand.
And don't you get sick of it? Like as a stand-up, I know how it is, man. It's like you don't want to be a train wreck, or you don't want to come in and go, "Hey, it's all about drugs again." It's like you want to just be Artie, and you're a great comedian, and you just want to be. You're a great actor. Like you get all this funny shit you do.
Yeah.
All this other stuff shouldn't overshadow that.
It used to be. That where that was enough to go and work. Because I do love. I mean, I love what we do for a living. It's and it was this or loading trucks and ships for me. So that is good, but it's not enough to. It's not enough to make me not fall off the wagon if I'm really in a bad way.
Right.
The AA meeting thing is pretty amazing. That it does work, and if I go to enough in a week, but you got to get there, and it's also pure laziness,
Sure.
But I don't know.
You know what? Here's, and I don't want to preach, but it's not laziness. It's your disease telling you not to go.
Right.
It's the addiction saying you don't need this. You could do it on your own, which is almost impossible for the level that we were at.
Right.
You were at. I was at. Norton was at.
I wasn't at the level you guys were at. I was much younger.
Yeah, I don't want to,
Yeah, but
obviously I know what you guys went through. I don't know how much you want to bring it up.
No,
I don't know how much you talk about it publicly.
I'm not saying to be a dick. I'm saying I never did heroin, so it's easy for me to sit here and go.
That is a you were
Yeah,
well, no, I was a crack freebase, but I did heroin.
That is like,
but heroin. It wasn't my high. It wasn't the rush. You know what I mean?
Well, it is a completely different thing. Like cocaine is a social drug.
Yeah, not freebase.
Well, no, freebase you stick around. I mean, that is like burning money, and I never did that either. I never smoked coke, but it that created complete chaos in my life in the '90s. I was in LA County for 37 days, and that I don't know how anybody says that's not a deterrent going to jail. It was the worst. I mean, my God. It was terrible, except a couple of extra inning Met games. I mean, they were bad with the Phillies.
But sometimes you got to think, how much is it going to cost you? All right, how much do I have to lose? Not money wise, but like losing this gig.
Oh, everything, yeah. Well, the business has sort of been an enabler in a way.
I said
You know
What?
Whatever.
Go ahead, talk. I mean,
you're right.
Because I'm real interested in what you have to say. Because
the business is, when people. And not you, an addict or an alcoholic who's active, and people keep giving you things in life without taking them away and showing you there's consequences. Yeah. They are enablers.
Right.
If a parent says, "No, stay in the house, you'll be fine."
Right.
But once I found myself homeless and I had no money.
So you were really in a bad way.
I had no money, and I'm thinking. I can't live this way anymore.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I mean, you're a bit of a miracle to me, man. That's impressive coming out of that. I mean, You don't hear that a lot.
Yeah, but here's the thing about you. You're not fucking unique. There's a million people.
Yeah,
there's
but
a million
people who can't get better.
Yes,
know?
you're right. But
Yeah.
there's also a million people who's been through what you've been through and a lot worse.
Right.
A lot fucking
absolutely.
worse.
Well, it sounds like homeless I haven't done yet,
And see, your problem is you got money.
That's the other issue. Well, I never had to rob for it,
You know.
And
A lot of times you get it for free if you're in the people just give you shit and want to get high with you.
I mean, and broads with a hot chick with cocaine is the devil. That's how I fell off the wagon last time.
No, you fell off the wagon because you wanted to.
Yeah, well, I had no. You're right. Absolutely. I mean, I had 2 years.
Yeah.
And that was to me a complete like I really was proud of that. And then that night when I fell off the wagon, I mean, I was like, this is just the next morning was such a living hell. And I was on the road. I had to get on a plane. And that started off a 2-week run. Then I got a little better for 3 days, and then forget it.
You had 2 years sober?
I had 2 years, yeah.
Then you could do it.
Yeah.
Then you could fucking do it.
I
That's a
remember
long
the gigs
time.
back. We did the first. No one had seen you for a while,
Right.
and then you came back and we did those gigs in Atlantic City.
Yeah, right. In Borgata.
Yeah, Borgata and a couple other ones, and you looked great, man. When you were starting to come back and get healthy, and everybody was happy for you, and then you went off again. It's like sometimes you just got to stop it. I know that's easier said than done, but it's
not, again, it's
and you
like,
can't scare an addict.
Yeah, no, not
No,
at all.
never.
Well, how long do you have, Rich? Clean.
31 years.
Wow.
Yeah, but listen, I'm fucked up.
That's unbelievable.
No, it is. But I'm fucked.
well, yeah.
I'm obsessive compulsive.
Right.
I'm not. I got 31 years clean, but I'm not the most sober fucking person on the planet. I mean, if I'm not
What does
buying
that
something,
mean? What does
well,
that
if I'm
mean?
not buying something online to fill the empty, I have the empty void I'm trying to fill too.
Right.
Yes, it's called his asshole.
No, you know what I mean.
So I know what you're talking about.
So if it's not stupid sneakers or I'm into buying survival anything to get myself out of me.
That's better than crack.
Yeah.
No, I know.
You're not
it
a
is.
perfect person, but you're still sober. Yeah.
But who is? I mean, who's
You know, I play lottery like it's going out of fucking style, but I'm not. Here's the thing: I'm not gonna fucking die right now, and
Right.
I have a chance of getting better sober
Right.
than I do. And you know this fucking business.
Yeah, the business really is. It's like if it's giving you something, like you just said, if there's
Yeah.
a success story, and when it's not, and when you're not getting shit, it's the same. You want to use both times. You want to either celebrate or you're pissed off.
Yeah, celebrate or grieve. Yeah.
Yeah. And right now, it's hard to even figure out what even this business is. It's just it's so different than when we started.
It is. But we're the same. You're the same person. I'm the same person. You might change a little bit, but the idea of just compulsively destroying myself is still the same. That never changes.
How long have you been?
Since I was 18. I guess I was very, very young.
That's unbelievable. Like, to make a mature decision like that at 18 is astonishing to me. It's like,
And what are you now? 52?
I'm 40. I'm 40. I just turned 49. But you also, man, it's like you do so many. Like again, you don't want all of this to overshadow what it is you're doing professionally. It's like you don't want to just be, hey, look, is Artie in good shape? Is Artie okay? Is Artie gonna live? Like, who the fuck wants that?
Yeah, but it's so funny. Like, I appreciate that people care like that. And look, I care about you guys a lot. If one of you guys was in trouble, I really genuinely would be concerned. But it's almost like I don't ask for it, but people are that way, and I feel guilty that I'm preoccupied even for a second if they think about it because we do, everybody does their own thing.
No, I mean it because you're really good on crashing, and what they should be saying is not like, guys, Artie fucked up, but like, God damn, Artie was great on crashing. And they are saying you're great, but that's all they should be saying is how good you are with the shit you're doing professionally, like how funny you are.
Yeah. Well, like Rich says, I thought I was going to get fired from that for a while, and that would have been a consequence that would have been really, fucked up. But that didn't happen because maybe. I don't know. It's very hard to figure out.
But that's all. Look, I've seen people in recovery who have lost children and stay clean.
Right.
So whether you have crashing or don't have crashing, that has nothing to do with getting high. Do you understand?
No,
it's all within
compared
you.
to what you just said. Obviously, that's
Well, no.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just
I've
like
heard
you
that
said,
in the rooms before too.
Yeah.
Like people with kids. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just what you said, the good times, bad times.
Right.
Look, when I was a drug active, I didn't give a fuck if it was it was sunny out or pouring rain, if I had, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
But if you have 8 days, that to me that's a miracle because there's motherfuckers that can't get a day.
Well, what that shows with heroin is that I'm through that withdrawal part, and that is a big thing. That's like it got to the point where I had to have something every 5 hours, I'd say. So when that time is coming on, it's so fucking scary.
Yeah.
And then going on the road without anything, and then realizing I gotta ask a cab driver to go to the shittiest part of Pittsburgh or something, and get it. Like I did some of that.
That is Pittsburgh.
Oh, oh my God! I went to an AA meeting at midnight in Pittsburgh, and oh my God! I mean, you got this. First of all, they say it's an epidemic. I'm like, I can't get it. I'm like, oh, some epidemic. What's going on here? In LA, I couldn't get anything. But in Pittsburgh, it's like all over the place. It's falling out of cushions. And these 21-year-old kids have parents addicted who are stealing from them to get it. So these kids, like, I look at them and I go, these kids don't have a shot. I didn't have the opiate problem when I was 21. I would not be a comedian if I had it.
Right.
No way. This really kicks your ass, man. And so
Do you? Bottom line is, do you want to stop?
Absolutely.
Then you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you really can.
Without question. I mean, I never. 20 years ago, I would have think about that, but now. Without question, I want to live a long time. I never even thought about. In 1995, I didn't think about 2017.
Right.
I said I'm not going to be here. But
when you get older, being dead is tangible.
Right.
Like it's no longer this fucking
looking at
romantic
it.
idea. It's like,
Right.
wow, I know guys younger than me who died of natural causes.
oh God,
Yes.
yeah. And then, like I said about my mother, my old man died when I was like 22. But my mother now is, she's 75, and you think about that and the mortality of her and myself with 50 is like,
And when you like her last years, however many years she has, might have 15, 20 years,
right.
like you kind of want her to see you doing well.
Well, there's extremes. Like she could go to something that's great, or she's seen me play a sold-out Carnegie Hall. She's also seen me maybe need a liver transplant and in the hospital going through it. So there's no in betweens. There never was, and my father was the same way.
My mother's never seen me playing a sold-out Carnegie Hall show. She saw me doing fucking 70 people in Uncle Vinny's.
Yeah, but
You got 70?
But yeah, you
sells it out.
want your family to see you doing well.
Right. Yeah, and then, you make up all these excuses, like you're saying, Rich, about feeling sorry for yourself. In the beginning, I was pissed off. My old man didn't get a chance to see me succeed at all, and I mean, but that's like you get over that. I do want her to be comfortable, but what are you gonna do, man? There's some stuff I can't change,
No, you can't change the past.
Yeah.
But the stuff that we're doing now, we can.
Yes.
And again,
And
easier
it's
said than done.
It's really pathetic at 50 to be doing this shit. It really is.
Yeah, you got to figure once in the, you know what it is, and all these sayings are so stupid, but
Yeah.
you get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
And the sayings are but if you completely, do you drive? Do you have a license?
Yeah.
How? I mean,
I didn't for a while, but yeah, I do now. Yeah.
I mean, God forbid you take a family out. How do you live with that? You know
No,
what I mean?
that's the biggest nightmare. What
You
you
know
just
what I
said,
mean?
Yeah. Oh my God.
So look, I think if you got 8 days, listen, there's so many people that can't get a fucking day or 2 days.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you
Well,
know.
like I say, the kids I talk to, the withdrawal, the physical aspect of it is hard. But I think okay, now I got through that, and I'm staring at the walls. Like there's times when I don't have a spot at the cell, I'll just go there to talk to. I also love talking to funny people. Like that's an aspect of what we do that's so great.
Yeah.
And that helps me get through it.
I read Kevin Hart's book, and when he was a kid, his mother would keep him obsessively busy because he lived in a shit neighborhood.
Yeah.
Obsessively busy.
Right.
And then he realized it was so he didn't have time to fuck around. And it's like
It's a
sometimes
smart woman.
Smart woman.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But when you're getting clean or you're doing something or you want to have your time filled with things, so then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I have a full day today. It's like I'm not just sitting around. looking at the walls doing nothing because any of us are fucked up doing that.
Right.
So why don't you just make sure you got spots booked every night? Like you can
Stay
easily
busy, absolutely. You know, yeah.
And for
you could do that easily.
And for $1,500 a week, I'll sponsor you. I'll drop my price from 25.
That your 12-step is you're charging people.
But do you do spots every night?
Is like unbelievable, huh?
Do you do spots every night?
Not every night, but I should be.
Yeah, why not? Just go out there and work on material. It's like a great thing. Just go out there and know you're going to bomb every night. Just go up there with a notebook. Who cares?
You're right. It's so, you know.
Tonight's roast battle.
Is that? By the way, I heard your roast was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Was that
That was in the
filmed?
Village Underground. Yeah, film.
Was that filmed?
Yeah, 5 cameras.
Oh, okay.
It'll
Guess the amount of cameras.
5 cameras in a.
I can't wait to see that.
It went real well.
Yeah, it's great.
But you go up, going up every night keeps me busy.
No, I mean, you do, right? Is that pretty much you go up every night?
Almost every night.
Yeah.
I take off on Sundays. Usually, it's my one day with nothing.
Right.
But even then, I'm preparing for the UFC podcast the next day or whatever. I always got myself something.
Well, you are. The work ethic is. I mean, I always say that about you. But I mean, as far as like staying off drugs and alcohol, you say there's other stuff, Rich, that you battle. You guys have figured that part out, and to me, that is. You know, at 50, I haven't come close to it. You know, but even at 2 years, I wasn't doing the right. I was gambling, because and that might have been my worst vice for a while, gambling, because that led to everything else. Like I had, you know.
Go to a gym, walk a treadmill.
Honestly, that helped me a lot mentally. And we only figured it. It sounds corny, but you literally figure it out a day at a time.
Right.
I'm not figured out for the rest of my life. There's been times where I've seen people eating edibles. I was up here one night doing a podcast. I'm sober fucking 27 years at that point, and they're eating edibles. And the urge hit me. I was like, oh my fucking God. I literally had to leave the room and call.
Why, were they shaped like a cock?
No, then I would have just sat on them. But they were in brownies or something, and it snuck at me in a way I never expected.
That shit, yeah.
So I went and called a couple of people,
right,
and then I felt better, and I came back in. But I wasn't expecting that. But I knew, all right, just go out.
Do you ever ask people, like, are you be honest, to not use in front of you? Like,
no, because they were eating it. I'm around alcohol every night.
Right.
I can't be around pot smoke.
The other thing, what we do, we basically work in a nightclub every night. You know.
Yeah, and I watch people make fools out of themselves in the audience, and I watch people from the early show to the late show change. And I'm like,
that is a deterrent too, because the drugs made alcohol, almost obsolete for me. I haven't had a drink in 3 years because I hate it.
Yeah.
And drunks really are. When you see an embarrassing drunk, that in itself is a deterrent.
I mean, you're going. But half the time at my show, I'm going, and the way that I go, you're an adult. This is how a fucking 21-year-old acts when they get drunk. You're an adult with a family. I'll say to people,
right?
But also too with alcohol and drugs. Look, it's
the same shit.
It's all about what's going on inside of you.
Right.
What the fuck? What do I have to deal with? And just like, Norton finally figured it out. He knows what he has to deal with, and it's just, whether you're in the woods in Arkansas in the middle, you'll find a way to get high if you want to. If you don't want to get high, you can walk past 1,000 bars.
Right.
It's all, once you surrender.
That's a lot of bars, though, dude.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
But it's Hoboken. But once you surrender, the key word is just fucking surrender. I hate preaching. I'm not preaching.
I understand. I listen, man. It's I appreciate it. See, I was thinking about AA with me. I thought it was a corny thing with bumper stickers saying, until people I sort of respected intellectually told me how much it helped them. And there is something about going there and just being around other people that are dealing with it. And even though I don't drink anymore, AA I like better than NA, because the other thing is the people you're around, in my cocaine days, you start looking around in your apartment, like, who are these guys?
Well, it's weird. Like when you get sober and you're dealing with 12-step programs and people, there's no rational reason that it always works. Yeah. And then people go, that's bullshit. That doesn't work. But then again, what was the rational reason I do other stuff?
Right.
What's the rational reason that you drink and throw up on yourself?
Why do you do anything?
And then do it again? Like there's no rational reason for that shit either.
Right. The thing is,
I don't know. I feel like some of our conversation is getting lost on some of our brilliant users on Twitter.
Oh my God. I'm trying to think what I look like.
You look like you're staring at me sucking Rich's dick.
You know what? Rich is clearly the winner in that picture.
Yeah, he really. No, or the loser. It depends on what side you're on.
I look like I'm on the on deck circle.
Yeah, it's.
You look like you're learning how to do it. You look like you were doing it poorly, and I'm like, get out of the way. I'll show you how to suck his dick.
I'm a guy with a white belt.
I look like I'm teaching Ben Franklin how to suck Voss's dick.
I mean, I don't know. I look dead. I look like I'm filled with formaldehyde.
You were sucking it poorly, and I got out of there, and I'm showing you how to do it.
I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
It really is behind a door in The Shining.
Yeah.
What is Rich doing?
I'm just standing there flexing, but they fucking put the hat on me.
Having fun.
But here, you know what? When they talk about 12-step programs, 12-step programs work. People don't. I'm not saying they're the end all for everybody,
That's
which they're
hard,
not.
it's hard to
They're
get through
not.
them.
Some people do it without them. Some people go to fucking whatever therapy, whatever it takes for a person not to pick
But
up.
pick up the phone and call me. I'm a lonely fuck. I'll go to lunch with you. Like
I gotta tell you, man, I appreciate that too. But I mean,
Yes.
at 18 years old, that is so fascinating to me that you were mature enough to realize at 18 you had to stop doing that.
I also had a dad who was sober, so that kind of helped.
okay.
Oh, he was?
Yeah, he still
must
is.
Have, how many, he
Yeah,
must
that's
have
a big
forever.
deal.
Since
Like,
1970.
Wow.
Wow.
You know what's funny? Like you see. Sometimes I've been to 2 meetings where people had over 30 years and they fell off the wagon.
That happens, yeah.
Oh my God, the guy. They're so sad. It's like, but I don't know. Like Rich, do you think you're totally out of the woods with it, or
No.
like, yeah,
Here's
right.
what I think.
I guess that's a good way to think.
No, I mean, look at today. I'm not going to pick up.
Right.
I'm going to go play lottery, but what's your birthday?
October 11th.
All right, 10, 11. I mean, I'll die. See, I have accumulated too much stuff that I could sell and money in the bank or whatever.
Right.
And my drug of choice will kill me within a month.
Yeah. Well,
easily.
if you fell off the wagon, you think you'd be like, if you had a drink, you'd go to crack in like a second.
Yes, because my clean time is out the window.
Yeah.
I go, there's my clean. Since I'm not clean anymore,
Fuck
I
it.
might as well do what I do.
Right.
It would be funny though if you fell off the wagon and smoked crack once, all of a sudden got a reality show and became the biggest comedy star.
Well, if that paper's signed,
if it meant you were Seinfeld in 5 years, would you smoke crack?
no, because I'd be dead in 5 years.
Oh, I would.
Huh?
You bet I would.
Maybe not Seinfeld.
No. I think you meant Evan Seinfeld.
Jake Steinfeld. Well, look, it's if part of it is being tired, I am very tired. It's a full-time gig, man.
Yeah, but now you can start over and you can just move forward from here, and you got your fucking friend. But literally, like there's times during the day, like late afternoon, I'm looking for friends to hang out with, something to do.
I mean, look, man, I might take you up because that is the worst part about what we do is killing time on the road. I mean,
Yeah, you're bored.
yeah.
Well, the people
Right.
at home can help keep Artie busy this weekend at Caroline.
That's right.
Very, very good.
Come and have a bunch of booze.
212-757-4100. What are you, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday. I cannot. Hopefully, I'll look better than that.
No, it's the lighting. It's the lighting.
It's the lighting.
Yeah. I didn't see that at all.
But the interesting part, have you ever done a one-man show?
No,
Like all this time that you're saying is bored, like maybe focus on something like that and do something different. Because it is an interesting thing now that you're just getting clean again.
right.
The only way you'll be able to recapture how you feel at 9 days, 10 days is now that you're doing it, talk it into a fucking into your stupid phone and save it like in a writing app, or do something with it now.
Well, I get that
and
from
capture it now.
stand-up, not the
Or
one-man show.
go to a fucking soup kitchen and volunteer.
Yeah, that.
I just mean something professional you can focus
Yeah,
on
the
that can
one-man
actually.
show is like I get that from stand-up though.
Yeah, you can, sure.
Yeah, it's because I have a lot of stories, and to me, stand-up you punch them up, and it's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One-man show, there's no microphone, no jokes. I don't know.
Yeah, or you can combine them. Some one-man shows are good if they feel genuine.
Right.
If they feel like someone is going for dramatic moments, they're annoying.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think your story is honest enough where it would be very, very interesting to hear, and it would be funny enough where it wouldn't feel like it was anything fake. It would feel very genuine.
Well, the other thing, like medically, I'm not out of the. I have to have surgery on my nose, and all this has to be closed. And there's antibiotics that are getting pumped that they got to figure out if they worked or not. And it's not life threatening, but I blew a hole in my fucking nose.
So when are they going to fix that?
The guy says it's preventive. It's like he doesn't want it to turn into an abscess, which is an infection.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can't live practically with the way it is right now. So you gotta he's got to close something up.
Well, if
I don't know.
Well, if it's a couple weekends in September and you need someone to fill in, I got 2 weekends open. If you have to cancel something, I'll come.
Boss is good like that.
You're going from a lot of help to really bad stuff.
I know.
So you don't know when you're going to get your nose
You always
fixed?
go over. That's the thing. It's like a lot of people. They're always serious all the time. I can't deal with that.
It's awful.
In AA, it's like I've had a couple of sponsors. I've gone through sponsors too. It's like I think about. It really is a pathetic story, And at 50, these young nurses in the hospital, they find out you're doing cocaine at 50. The look they give you is like, oh my god. They look at you like the most, like goofiest thing they can imagine.
Yeah, but right now you made it to 50. You did what Geraldo couldn't do and what Mitch Hedberg couldn't do, and so many guys we know couldn't do.
John Panette.
Panette couldn't. I mean, I don't know what I'm not saying it was drugs or Otto. It wasn't drugs that killed him, but
those guys I know used. Panette at the end
was he doing pills or something?
Yeah, he was taking like oxycodone.
Oh wow, okay.
And at the size he was, it's just like
Didn't he
he's one
lose
of the
the
few
weight?
guys I could preach to from health wise. But that was so sad. I mean, though to die like that is a great fear of mine. I guess everybody has that fear, like at a Sheraton somewhere or a Marriott in Milwaukee.
Is that where it was?
You get Sheratons?
He was at the. But that was at a Sheraton in Pittsburgh, I think. Oh, yeah.
And what did he overdose? Did he have a heart attack?
He had a heart attack. Yeah. But he had, taking pills.
Very preventable. Like again,
I mean, everything. It's all pathetic and sad. And Geraldo at the, I don't know.
I think. You know what you got to do. You know
Right.
what?
I do. Absolutely.
Artie, all of it is just fucking talk. You know what you got to do.
Right.
Bottom line, you got the network of people to call and or all your friends. And the main. I don't want to break his anonymity, but who you call. What's his name? Who gives the best fucking advice?
Right. No, absolutely.
I called him once about complaining about shit. He goes, "Go to a fucking meeting, stupid."
Yeah. No, I get that too. It's like
So it's all the bottom line is today.
Right.
You don't get high. Try to go to a meeting.
No,
or
I
two.
feel like that. I'm going to a meeting later. I feel like. Like you just said, I know for a fact, for some reason, I know I'm not going to use today.
Yeah.
But I'm really scared because I know me and, like you say, like Caroline's is coming up. If something aggravates me about the show, if I don't like something or a new thing I thought was going to get a laugh doesn't, or like that could do it. Like that's pathetic. That's really weak.
I always do
me.
the same thing. I project. It's never good projection. I always look into something else. I instead of just realizing when that happens, I'll deal with it. Like one thing at a fucking time. I found out something. It was before I shot my special. It was after I had shot my opening. Which was a really good opening to the special, and I had the urge to commit suicide so
Why? What
strong.
happened?
It was just I found out that I wasn't going to be doing this one thing that I thought I was doing this other thing, and my first instinct was just fucking kill yourself. It's so stupid.
Call me. I'll help you.
But it's but I mean it was like I was projecting something that was so stupid.
But you realize how important this shit is to us too. I mean,
Or how poorly I react to it.
Yeah.
Like you look back in hindsight, I'm like, I just fixed it.
Right.
Like, yeah, I just fixed
But
it.
I completely relate to what you just said about, something going wrong with that's a big night in our life, if you're shooting a
And the shoot, but it was the shoot had already, the opening had already been shot. The hardest part was done.
Right.
And it was just something so stupid and fixable, and I fixed it.
Right.
But it was like, just kill yourself. Like, that's the crazy thought. And it's like, we always look at these things and project them into being the worst things ever, and I got to fuck up, and I got to destruct, and it's so stupid. Fix it. Just work with it and move on, because none of it's that important.
And if you don't, and something happens, like you use because of it, I mean, then you realize the next morning you should have just fixed it.
Just fix
That's
it.
the worst feeling ever.
If you
Or lived
use-
with it broken and realized that everyone has fucking things that break and it's okay. And Louis didn't fucking hang himself after Lucky Louie got canceled. Then he had one of the most respected shows the last
I
50
know,
years.
yeah.
If you use over something, and I hate to sound like a dick, but this is what I was
Can't help it.
It's because you wanted to use.
Right.
No situation. If you don't want, if the desire not to get high is stronger than the desire to get high, you will not get high. And you got to make that desire stronger. That's
Right,
all.
right.
All the other stuff is bullshit. Caroline's
It's
is
that
business.
simple,
You're
yeah, yeah.
special. My wife, my kids. It's all bullshit because I won't have any of it if I get high.
Well, some
It'll
people
all be gone.
like the guy you were just talking about before in our life with that is like, to me, his sobriety is really first before anything. And, you know, when you have a conversation with him, sometimes I say like, I worry about you too. Like sometimes I think if it's before relationships or anything, you could end up being miserable too because you're alone, because it's just you and your sobriety in a way. But at the same time, if you don't put it first, you're going to use it's a very
You're going to lose everything.
Putting it first doesn't mean you replace other things with it.
Right.
It just means that it becomes your priority, and like that's the most important thing I do. It's almost like, all right, I got to eat and I
Right.
got to shit. So technically, I'm putting eating before relationships. Because if you don't eat, you're gonna. So it's like putting
It's the
sobriety first.
foundation of your house.
Yeah, it doesn't
That's
mean
all
you're
it is.
replacing anything with it. You
The
just have
one,
a-
I tell you, the one sort of weird gift that this gave me was knowing who are real friends in this, who's sincere about wanting to help and stuff. You don't know that sometimes unless you go through something. That's like the one positive. Like I feel good around, you two guys. I really feel it's a genuine thing, and there's other people I can name that aren't. In the program, but they're really concerned about you, and that's something that blew me away. And you realize you have that. That's enough to live for,
And I feel guilty about that time you called me and said, "Can you help me? I'm in the hospital." And I said, "Can I get on Crashing?" And you said, "I don't know." And I hung up on you. Okay, look.
I got you.
Well, after my audition Friday, I don't think I'm
What
getting
is that?
on.
Did you hear back from that or what?
No, please. Did I hear back?
I don't know. Yeah.
No, they probably got fucking whatever. I can't ad lib it.
Yeah.
I can't
Hold on.
ad-lib
You
my-
couldn't ad lib any name out of
I don't
everyone who's
want
ever
to just
lived.
trash anybody because I would have used somebody's name.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
just
You don't
deserved-
want to.
But
Could be influential.
did you get my text when you? I sent you a text.
Yeah. Oh no! Wait a minute. No.
Yes, I did. I sent you to call me anytime. I mean, it was
Stop looking for credit for your
It was
text.
a month ago. I just don't want to be on the.
No, no,
I don't
'cause
want to be on the list of the people that
I have a
didn't
different
help.
number.
Shut up.
I have a
looking
different. I changed my number.
Good.
That's why people think. Well, why do you change your number so much? I'm trying to get these people out of my life.
Don't give Voss your new
Not
number.
you. Not you.
Did you get my text?
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking throw eggs on you.
Yeah. That is.
No,
what,
the
that's what
text
I've been
to
thinking
talk-
about for the last month.
The text to talk to Apatow. He saw me last night. I think he doesn't like me.
Why is that?
I can believe that.
I gave him
He's
a,
perceptive. That's
Yeah.
why.
I gave him a joke that was offensive.
Oh, okay. You got to be careful.
What'd you say to him last night?
I didn't say anything to him last night.
Cool.
I didn't say anything. What am I going to say?
Hi. You're both
I said
comics.
hello. Yeah, no, I said
I
hi to
gotta-
him when I saw him. I said hi. You know,
I got that vibe too because he said to me once, "I hate Rich Voss."
Yeah.
that's okay. He retweeted. He tweeted our movie twice. So
No, it's I think.
and without you, we wouldn't have had a movie.
Oh, come on.
You were the first major guy we got.
That's not true at all.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
I mean, we set the bar low at that time.
Yeah.
But no, you
That
were the
movie's
first.
great. The
You were the
movie's-
first major guy.
The movie's very well done.
What
Thank
bothers
you.
me about
Yeah.
Voss right now is you're acting like we're doing a 30-30 for Artie.
Yeah, I was.
It's a 30 for 30. He's like, he was the first major guy I got. Shut your mouth.
Look at you, big-eyed cocksucker.
Yes,
know
I
you're
am
doing a
all of
joke.
those things. In that order.
Well, listen, Rich, I put in a good word for you. You're playing my friend in that thing?
Yeah, Gene.
Yeah. So you're acting like my friend just like you do in real life. You're acting.
Hey, do you miss the podcast?
The what?
Do you miss doing your podcast?
Yes, I do. And there's a reason I stopped it that I can't talk about right now.
Yeah, no, I
but-
understand.
Yeah, but yeah, I really do. I loved it. I thought I would be bad at would hate hosting something, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, but I treated that like that probably cost me work, that podcast, because I really just said anything I wanted.
Yeah, I mean that is the danger of a podcast.
It's a danger, and I said whatever the fuck I wanted.
That's why I like Kevin. He has no filter. Kevin Brennan.
Oh yeah, that's the same thing. Yeah.
And Cat Williams has no filter.
No.
Yeah,
he has no. A lot
I don't know
stuff.
Cat. Have you met Cat? I've never met him.
I met him once.
He was on Stern a bunch of times.
Oh, was he?
And yeah, the greatest story about Cat Williams, he was hosting a roast. I think he might have hosted the Flavor Flav roast. And a couple of guys I know were writing for him. They had a meeting at his house. At his home, and they went to meet him there, and he never showed up. He never showed up for a meeting at his house. I think they were waiting at his home.
Was he funny in the roast?
Yeah, I mean, look, there's that one special where he's like very sweaty. But even then, he made me laugh. But that first special, man, is so fucking funny.
He's a funny motherfucker.
He is very funny, man. He's a really good comic.
The word niggerdom. Ain't no nigga in the history of niggerdom. When I heard niggerdom, that's a very funny word.
Yeah, he's a funny dude. And I just finally saw, this is how out of touch I am.
He's a great stand-up, I mean, it's just really,
Yeah, I saw he did a funny bit on Oscar Pistorius having his fucking feet like ladles or whatever. He really is good.
I mean, it's, you realize it's like he seems like a guy who doesn't give a shit about anything, but then you watch him do stand-up, and it's like, it's really impressive.
Yeah, like he's obviously a very real and legit comedian.
And smart,
Yeah. Some guys just live their personal life a little.
No, I know. I mean, he had a bulletproof vest on at Stern. I'm like,
did he really?
Really? I mean, I hope that's a joke.
But is he from the West Coast though? Are those guys?
I don't know where he's from.
I'm sure he's made some enemies.
Yeah, maybe.
We all have, I guess.
But none that were going to shoot me.
Yeah, right.
yeah, but it's going to be on your back.
I don't know. You never know.